Hello students. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is matter around the sphere, we were talking about that of the solutions. So we had started with that of the solution, suspension and colloid, and we were discussing about that what is a solution. So what is a solution, student? Actually, a solute and a solvent, when they react together, when they combine together, then there is a formation of a solution occur. Now the question is that what is a solute or what is a solvent? Actually, solute is the substance which is always taken in a less amount, and solute is mixed or dissolved in that of the solvent. And if we talk about the solvent, so solvent which is always taken in a more amount and in which solute is dissolved, that is known as the solute and solvent. It means when solute is dissolved in that of the solvent, then we will call that there is a formation of a solution occur due to that of the solute and that of the solvent. Now there is one more thing, students, that solute and the solvent is also be called as a dispersed phase and dispersed medium. We will discuss about the dispersed phase and that of the dispersed medium when we will start studying that of the colloids. So let me tell you that dispersed phase is that one which we also called as a solute. It means it is that amount of substance which is to be dissolved in another medium, and its value, its amount is always less. Okay, so it is like that of the solute. So solute term we use in case of the solution. Dispersed phase basically we use when we study about the colloidal solution. Okay. Dispersion medium. Okay, what happened in case of the dispersion medium, students? So in case of the dispersion medium, we will say that the amount here we had taken is in the more amount, and thus it is also called as the solvent. Okay, so in place of that of the solute and that of the solvent, we can use here word that is dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Okay, so both are the same, that is solute and the solvent. In this one, student, we have also understood here one thing, and that is what is an aqueous solution and what is a non-aqueous solution. So if we talk about the aqueous solution, so basically aqueous solution is a solution in which the solvent is water. So anything which is dissolved in the water, that is known as aqueous solution. What is a non-aqueous solution? So instead of using water, if any of the solute is used, like that of alcohol is used, or benzene is used, or carbon tetrachloride or carbon disulfide is used, so these all are what? They are the non-aqueous solvent. Okay, so this was about the solution. Now what are the different properties of the solution? Normally when we talk about the solution, so you see, students, we always say that solution is formed by the mixture of the solute and the solvent. If we talk about the size of the solution, so the particles which is present in that of the true solution, it is always less than 1 nanometer. So the particle of the size of the particle is very small. It means it is this much small that you cannot see it with the help of the naked eyes, even with the help of a microscope. So you can understand that how small it is. Now, next property, that when you throw a beam of a light to it, then you will find, since the particles are very small, so they will not going to scatter the light. And as they will not able to scatter the light, so there will be no formation of a path occur. Okay, so we can say, since there is a no formation of a path occur, so we can say no scattering of the light occur. Okay, so path is not visible in case of that of the true solution. Now, if you try to filter that of the true solution, nothing will be there in that of the residue in the filter paper. So, we will say that it cannot be filtered with the help of the filter paper. So, these are what? These are the some of the properties of the solution which we had studied. Now let us start with the type of the solution. So we said that normally solute is there, solvent is there, student, and most probably we have heard that the solute is what? Solid, and solvent is a liquid. But is it for every substances? No. So we have seen that solute can be solid, can be liquid, even can be a gas. And the same thing happened with that of the solvent, in which we can say it can be solid, it can be liquid, even it can be a gas also. So we can write it. So the first one which we have to see, that a solution which is formed solid in solid. Solution of solid in solid. It means here the solute that we will take, it is solid, and the solvent that we will take is also a solid. Okay, so solid in solid, it means the solute should be solid and the solvent should be solid. Now, is there any example? Is there? Absolutely, student. So you see that alloys, the metal alloy. So there we have taken copper, we have taken zinc. So copper is also a solid, zinc is also a solid. When you mix both of them together, there is a formation of a brass. Okay, so we can say here that this is an example of a solid in solid. So we can write it here. Solution of solid is in solid. It means that solute is solid and solvent is also solid. Is also a solid. Solvent is also a solid. Okay, example, students. Metal alloys. Metal alloys are what? In which two metals, two solid metals, metal and non-metal, or two non-metals combine together to form alloy. To form alloy. Okay, so example is copper and zinc. So copper is a metal, is a solid only, zinc is also a solid, are mixed together to form brass. Okay. So you can see here students that both of them are what? Both of them are the metal. So by this we can understand here, and that is the two solid, they are combining together to form a solution. So a solution can be solid in solid, in which the solute as well as that of the solvent, both of them be a solid one. Now let us see the next one, and we will see the solution of solid in liquid, very common one. Solution of solid in liquid. Okay, so you know that here we can say that the solute is a solid one and liquid is the solvent. Solid in liquid, it means in the liquid we are mixing the solid. Okay, so solid is inside the liquid. You can understand by this also. It means here the solute is the solid and solvent is the liquid. And solvent is liquid. So here students, when we mix a solid solute into that of the liquid one. So lot of examples are there students, so including sugar solution, so in case of the sugar solution, sugar is a solid and this solid is mixed in the water. Okay, so sugar is solid and mixed in water to form sugar solution. So sugar is solid and it is mixed in water. Water is what? It is a solvent. Okay. Now this one we have studied, this we have seen in case of the aqueous solution. We can take another example student, and that is tincture of iodine. Okay, tincture of iodine is a very important one. Most of the time the question is asked that what do you understand by the tincture of iodine? So here iodine is a solid which is mixed in the liquid that is called as alcohol. In the liquid called alcohol. Okay, so iodine is a solid which is mixed in the liquid that is called alcohol. So we can also say that iodine in alcohol, that is called as the tincture of iodine. Okay, so you can see here student, in both the cases you have find that one of the solid is dissolved in that of the liquid. Liquid can be anything. It can be an aqueous solution, it can be a non-aqueous solution. Okay, so here alcohol is what? It is a non-aqueous solution and water is the aqueous solution. So it really doesn't matter if suppose we have taken a solid and added into the water, into the any of the liquid, we will say that it is a solution of solid in liquid. Now the next one is a solution of a liquid in liquid. solution of liquid in liquid. Okay. So here we can say that the solute should be a solute should be a liquid, as well as the solvent should be a liquid. You can understand here, student, milk. So milk is what, in which you can see the water is mixed. Water is also there. So water and that of the fats, they are water and oil. They are mixed together. Because if milk is what, is a combination of both. It is a combination of fats as well as water is also present there. So we can say that milk is a good example in which liquid and liquid solution is there. Very good example, student, vinegar. Vinegar in which acetic acid is present in water. So that is also an example in which the solute is a liquid as well as solvent is a liquid. So we can write it here, that is means solute is a liquid as well as solvent is a liquid. So solute is a liquid as well as solvent is also a liquid. Okay, so solute as well as solvent is a liquid. So we can say that it is a solution of liquid and liquid. Example is, students, vinegar. Vinegar in which solution of acetic acid and water. So you see, student, both of them, either it is an acetic acid which is also called as ethanoic acid. So in a book, if it is given ethanoic instead of acetic, don't get confused. So acetic acid and that of the water, this is this will form the vinegar. Okay, so this is the solution of a liquid in liquid. Next one is solution of a gas in a liquid. Solution of a gas in a liquid. Here it means that solute is gas and solvent is a liquid. So solute is a gas and solvent is a liquid. Here that is the solution of gas in liquid. So example is the student soda water, cold drink. So you see that soda water in which when you open the soda water, what will happen? You will find the bubbles starts coming out from it. Now what does this bubbles means? You know that if in a water bubbles are coming, it means actually the gas is present in it, and this is because the bubbles are coming out. So in soda water a gas is present and that is known as carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is mixed with the water to form the soda water. So here a little amount of carbon dioxide is mixed in the water. So if it is a little amount, so solute will be the gas and it is mixed in the water, which is a solvent. Okay. So we can write it. Example, soda water. In case of a soda water, you see carbon dioxide which is a solute is mixed in the water, which is a solvent. Okay, which is a solvent. Okay, so solution of a gas in a liquid in which gas is mixed in the water. So you have seen, student, whenever you will open the soft drinks, bubbles coming out, so we will say that actually that also consisting of a carbon dioxide in it. So gas is mixed with that of the water. Such kind of a solution is a gas in a liquid. Now last one, that is the solution of gas in gas. Solution of gas in gas. Now you see here, student, what does that mean? It means that the solute will be a gas as well as the solvent will also be a gas. So air is a very good example in which all the different kind of gases are mixed together. Okay. So we will say that nitrogen is present in a maximum amount, so that will be called as a solvent in which the little amount of a helium or the argon gas is present. So mixture of all the different kind of air is an example of the solution of a gas in a gas. So here the gas will be a solute, solvent will also be a gas, Now we know that nitrogen gas is in maximum amount, maximum percentage in air, so it will act like a solvent, because you know that solvent is in major amount, more amount, while other gases are solid. Okay, so here nitrogen gas will be in the maximum percentage, so we will call it as a solid. Okay, so this we have understood all the thing which is related to that of the solution, student. Now we will move to the next topic, and that is suspension. 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 You see, students, when you see the properties of the suspension, actually suspension is a heterogeneous mixture, because we have seen that the solution is a homogeneous mixture. But if we talk about the suspension, it is a heterogeneous mixture. Now we are knowing here one thing, students, and that is there are few substances which are not dissolved in water. Okay, so basically those substances which do not get dissolved, that is known as the suspension. Okay, and just because of that only we will say that suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. So particles in which we can see with the help of the naked eyes. Heterogeneous, it means they can be seen, Why we are saying that they are heterogeneous? Because there is a visible boundary, and that visible boundary, if we are able to see it absolutely, we can say that the particles of the suspension air can be seen through the naked eyes. Okay, so it is heterogeneous mixture. It can be seen with the help of naked eyes, and it occurs with those substances which do not get dissolved in the water. Any example is there of the suspension, student? Yes, lot of examples are there. Muddy water, sand and water, chalk and water, milk of magnesia. So these are what? These are the example of that of the suspension. So let us write about suspension. Those substances which do not get dissolved in water, or remain insoluble in water forms suspension. Okay, it forms suspension. Now, suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. Is a heterogeneous mixture in which the small particle of the solid are spread throughout a liquid without dissolving in it. Example, student, lot of examples are there. So these are muddy water, chalk and water is there, floor water, when you mix flour in that of the water, sand particles, sand and water you can say. Then milk of magnesia, etc. So when you look at all these examples, whether it is a muddy water or a chalk and water or a flour and water, which flour dissolved in water, sand and water, then you will find, or milk of magnesia, you will find that these all do not get dissolved in the water, but they remain spread throughout the water, and that is why they are considered to be a suspension. So suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which the small particles of the solid, they spread throughout the water without getting dissolved in it. Now let us try to understand the properties of suspension with the help of an example. So we have seen, when we were studying about that of the true solution, student, so we have discussed by taking an example of a sugar solution. If suppose we will take a sand and a water, then we will able to understand the different property. Here also the property that we will see, it will be same things that we had done in the solution. We will do here and check that what kind of a result that we get from the suspension. Okay.